and I'll announce you guys. All right. Okay, big round of applause right here for the book ELIXIR by Sanjani Sengupta. Yeah. As Sanjani said, you will read it first on a blog before you see it on a newspaper tomorrow. So that's the whole point of this.
The book is available at the exhibition, if you could kindly mention.
All right. So the book is available. Where is it in the exhibition?
Right next to the Titan Hall.
Right. The exhibition right here, right next to the Titan Hall. We also have some bloggers displaying. Have you been to their calligraphy stall as well? So it's right there, and a lot of other things happening as well. So let's hear from her. Yeah.
Can I speak about the book?
Yes, of course. As you wish. It's your stage.
Okay. Well, I and Sanjani, who is exactly 24 years younger to me, and I would like to know from you, is there an age limit for blogging? Can I start now?
Never. You can.
So it has been a wonderful evening for me because I came for the book, but I came to know how you create your own world with blogging. So essentially, we share a common heritage, you can say, the heritage of Bengali writing. I have been writing since last 35 years in Bengali, more than 40 years, I think, Bengali. And she has grown up reading, not me only, but people like me who are now, many of them have gone into history and heritage by now. So I just thought that I found it very interesting that this is Shinjini's first book. And it is very unconventional in the sense that a young writer, her first book, this is, and she has essentially grown up in a writing tradition to which we can all relate. But it's the most unconventional book. You know, it's the kind of story I have not read either in Bengali or the English writing that I have read. It is a story of a life where inside a dream and the life goes on. It's a parallel existence, and we can think the other existence inside dream kind of unreal, but it is real. And I won't tell you the story because then the surprise will go. But one or two things about the book. One is that I must say it's a wonderful first book. And Shinjini, you can go ahead with your blogging, but please do write more fiction. Whatever form you like, you can write it online, but you must come out with more. Second thing is that it's an extremely well-written book. You know, if you look at the way the book opens up, it's the story of a girl. It talks about a lot of things. I mean, she has mentioned some of these things like story of a lonely urban marriage, the story of a, I would say, failed career also is there. But it is a very disquieting thought that all of us are there surrounded by enormous number of people and everything is touch screen virtually, but we can't touch each other. A girl is trying to clutch at some human voice, her own husband, you know, trying to convey something. Nobody is able to hear her. And she is transported into another world, which of course starts from real life, her one day life in work, and then she starts living that life every day in dream. Of course, the end is sad, but I would say it is superb writing. And for a first book, writer of the first book, it comes as a surprise as well as a matter of delight. And I must welcome as an author of many years, I must welcome this young author to the world of bloggers and non-bloggers as well. And I will tell all of you that please do have a look at the book because I have read it only today. I have read it only today because we met here. Then we realized that we know a lot of common people. I bought a copy of a book in which she wrote in Bengali for me. And then I have been reading the book off and on through my sessions and it's wonderful.